refused to be in my best friend's wedding after she made a cruel joke about my miscarriage. My best friend of 15 years asked me to step down as maid of honor because my negative energy after my miscarriage was ruining her bridal journey. Yesterday at her bachelorette party, she handed me a baby onesie that said maybe next time as her idea of a joke. I walked out and haven't responded to any of her 47 texts. Since 3 months ago, I lost my baby at 16 weeks pregnant after trying for 2 years. The same week I was discharged from the hospital, still bleeding and barely able to function. Sarah called to cheer me up with news of her engagement. She asked me to be her maid of honor in the same conversation, where I told her the doctor said this might have been my last chance to conceive. I accepted because Sarah has been my friend since college. We'd been through everything together, I thought. Planning her wedding might give me something positive to focus on while I healed. For weeks, I dragged myself to dress fittings and cake tastings. Swallowing my grief to celebrate her joy, I helped design invitations while taking hormone medications that made me physically ill. I organized her shower while my husband packed up our half-finished nursery knot. Once did I make her wedding about my loss. The problem started when Sarah scheduled a venue visit on the day of my follow-up procedure. When I asked if we could reschedule, she said, "I know you are going through something, but the world doesn't stop because you lost a pregnancy." I should have walked away then, but 15 years of friendship is hard to throw away, so I apologized for what I am not even sure, and continued helping with her plans. Last weekend was her bachelorette party. I'd arranged everything: the beach house, the catering, the decorations. I'd even created custom cocktails and mocktails, so I wouldn't have to explain why I wasn't drinking my fertility medications after dinner. Sarah announced it was time for gifts. She handed each bridesmaid a personalized present. When she got to me, her eyes had that gleam I've seen before, when she's about to say something she thinks is edgy and hilarious. "This one's special," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear since you couldn't bring a +1 to the wedding after all. Inside the gift bag was a baby onesie with "maybe next time" printed across the front. The room went silent. "It's a joke," she said, rolling her eyes when I didn't laugh. "God, when did you lose your sense of humor along with the baby?" I placed the onesie on the table, grabbed my purse, and walked out without a word. Her sister followed me to the door, apologizing, saying Sarah had been drinking and didn't mean it. That's exactly who Sarah is, someone who can turn the most painful moment of my life into a punchline for her entertainment. She sent 47 messages since then. They started with "anger way to make my bachelorette about you," shifted to minimizing "it was just a joke," then to guilt, tripping, "after all I've done for you," and finally to desperate backpedaling, "I'll never forgive myself, please call me." I haven't responded to any of them. Instead, I sent the bride and groom a check covering my portion of the wedding expenses with a note. "Consider this my RSP number." Her mother called yesterday, saying I am tearing apart a friendship over one tasteless joke, and that Sarah has always had a dark sense of humor. I asked her if she thought losing a child was appropriate comedy material. She hung up. "Some people show you who they are in moments of celebration, others show you in moments of grief. I am grateful I discovered the truth before spending another 15 years with someone who could weaponize my greatest pain against me. Some friendships aren't worth saving, some wounds aren't meant to be turned into jokes, and some lines once crossed can never be uncrossed."